So let us talk about the disproportionation reaction. So what happened in disproportionate reaction? But in a redox reaction, when one species is simultaneously reduced and oxidized, means both, that means that the reaction actually your compound split into two compounds, two different elements or compounds, in which they possess different oxidation state, as just they have explained this thing with the help of an example. So for example, CO2, Cl2 is a chlorine molecule. It's a homonuclear molecule, diatomic molecule, same type of nucleus. They are sharing their electron. That is why on diatomic molecule oxidation state will be 0. So when you mix chlorine with two OH negative ions, so what you will get? ClO negative, Cl negative, and H2O. As you can see, your chlorine molecule just split into two different oxidation state. First one is with oxygen, its donated electron and oxidation state will be +1. With this chlorine, oxidation state will be -1. So simultaneously, your chlorine is oxidized as well as reduced. So chlorine is simultaneously reduced from oxidation state 0 to -1. When we go, means when the means chlorine is in with minus oxidation state, it means it causes reduction. So your chlorine is oxidized as well as reduced here. Okay. So when the oxidation state goes from 0 to -1, it means a reduction is there. Clear? And when your oxidation states move from 0 to +1, it clearly stated that this is a oxidation. Clear? So when we move on the number line from 0 to -1 or from to 0 to left side, that shows reduction, and when it moves to the towards the right side positive part, it caused oxidation. So that is how the disproportionate reactions happen when your element disproportionate into two different compounds, and there is a difference in oxidation state, so which shows that a reduction and oxidation occurs simultaneously here. Clear? Let's just understand this thing with one more example. For example, I'm having a compound here, NH4NO3. So if I ask you that what will be the oxidation state, you can clearly calculate here. So the oxidation state of NH4 is -3, and the oxidation of this NO3 is +4. So if you talk about the oxidation state of nitrogen, they are not talking about the entire compound, NH4O3. So you can get a question that calculate the oxidation state of nitrogen in this compound. So nitrogen is there with two oxidation state. When it combined with hydrogen, as you can see, the oxidation state will be -3. And when it combined with NO3, the oxidation state will be +5. So the nitrogen bear two different oxidation state, -1 and +5. Clear? When it dissociate into N2O molecule, dinitrogen oxide, plus 2H2O. Now the oxidation state from -3 and as well as from +3, it comes to +1. See, there is a change in the reduction. So this is not actually a disproportionate reaction. Why? Because you can't just state clearly that either this is an oxidation reaction or the reduction reaction. At one point from -1 to it's going to +1, and another point +5 to +1. So you will not be able to justify clearly that either this is a oxidation process reaction or the reduction reaction. So this is not a disproportionate reaction. Disproportionation requires that the same atom is both oxidized and reduced simultaneously. So in this case, different atom of nitrogen are oxidized and reduced. So we have two different nitrogen atoms here. They are oxidized and reduced. But if I just reverse this reaction, when I react NO to N2O with H2O, so what happened? It will form NH4NO3. Same, the oxidation state will change from +1 to +5 to +3. Now you can say this is a disproportionate reaction. But normally when this type of reaction you will get where your single element bear different oxidation state in the reactant side, and when form a means a single compound which oxidize and reduce, that is not a disproportionate type of reaction. Clear? Is this clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just move to the non-redox reaction. What happened where non-redox reaction is there? There is no redox means reduction and oxidation occurs simultaneously. So the oxidation state of elements remain unchanged in the following reaction, and these reactions are known as neutralization reaction. I think you have learned about this neutralization reaction in 10th class also. When you react acid and a base, that reaction is known as neutralization, which produce salt and water. This is the best example of acid when react with base, it produces salts and water. Clear? So in neutralization reaction, the oxidation state will be same. How? Let me just explain you this thing clearly. For example, this is your first reaction, NaOH. The oxidation state of Na is +1 here. How I just calculated? Means OH negative, Na positive, they react and form NaOH. So oxidation state of Na is +1. If we talk about at the product Na in the product size, here also the oxidation state is +1. How? Cl negative, Na positive. So the oxidation state of Na is same in both reactant and product side. Same with HCl and this hydrogen. Same with this hydrogen also. So when the oxidation state of your reactant and product will be same, equal throughout the reaction, these type of reaction are known as non-redox reaction or the neutralization reaction. Again, same is there. CO2 negative, है oxygen is 2 negative, copper is 2 positive, the oxidation state is 2 positive, and we know this thing that sulfate ion SO4 is 2 negative state and copper is 2 positive. So the oxidation state of copper will be same in the entire reaction in both product and reactant side. So when there is no change in the oxidation number of the element, they are considered to be as the neutralization reaction. So you can get this type of question in your objectives, that out of among means out of the following reaction, which one is the neutralization reaction? So for to find out that, you must know the oxidation state. So just compare the oxidation state from both reactant and product side and you will get your answer. Clear? Let's just take one more example of different type of reaction, that is non-redox reaction. That one is precipitation reaction. What is precipitation reaction? That the oxidation state of an element remain unchanged in the following reactions, but there is a difference. One product get precipitized. Precipitized matlab it will get deposit in the form of powdered thing at the bottom of your test tube. If you do the reaction, so what happened? After a point of time, your compound will get precipitate and settle down at the bottom of the test tube. That is known as precipitation reaction. Okay, so same with this, and these all are example of non-redox reaction. So copper CuSO4 plus 2 NaOH gives CuOH2 means CuOH2 plus Na2SO4. So if you just compare the oxidation state of copper, so that will be same in both the side. Same with Ki plus PbNO3 whole twice gives PbI2 and KNO3. And the basic need is to balance the reaction, and I think you all can balance the reactions. You have studied this thing in 10th class and as well as in 11th also. And when we'll go down to the chapter, we'll learn all the things, don't worry. In first chapter you have studied. So what happened? So in the same oxidation, there will be no oxidation state, but how will you how will you came to know that this is a precipitation reaction? Because at the end of the reaction you will see a arrow. Here this arrow is not mentioned. You will see the arrow towards the downward movement, inverted arrow towards the downward movement. You will see an arrow that shows the precipitation reaction. And if some product is in gaseous state, the arrow will be like the same. The pointer will be at the upper side, so it means the product is in gaseous state, and the arrow when it's towards the bottom side, it means that shows the product is in precipitation state. Okay, so to know about or to differentiate without the arrow, because arrow directly shows, but sometimes they don't write any arrow, they don't put anything after the reaction. At that time you will consider the state. Aqueous state means when your compound is mixed with a mixed in a liquid, it's in dissolved state, that is known as aqueous state. So all three compounds are in aqueous state, but one is in solid, and this solid proves that these both the products are in precipitate state. Okay, next one more question. Next one is the complex formation. What do you mean by the complex formation? When your two reactants combine, the simple type of reactants combine together and they will form a complex compound, a large compound. So at that also there will be no change in the oxidation state, but your compound state and their properties will change. So for example, Cu2 positive plus 4 NH3, it gives Cu NH3 whole 4, and that too ion is in +2 state. So it is tetraamine copper second complex, deep blue color. So these are the complex reactions when two simpler reactants combine together and form a large compound, or you can say a complex compound. These are all known as complex reaction, and these are also the type of non-redox reactions. So another type of reactions are ion dissolution. They don't have a specific name. So sometimes when we react some specific ions into with any solvent. So for example, water is considered to be as best dipolar solvent. इसको हम polar porretic solvent भी बोलते हैं. This thing you will learn in 12th class. So when this dichromate ion Cr2O7 2 negative react with H2O, it forms 2Cr O4 2 negative plus H positive ions. Means your ion is dissociating into ions without changing their oxidation state. Clear? Now here also hydrogen bears +1 oxidation state. Here also it bears +1 oxidation state. If you calculate the chromium oxidation state, so the oxidation state will be same. So there will be no change in the oxidation state, but simultaneously the ionic state will change. Okay. So let's just take some real life examples of redox reactions. So I think you all are familiar with batteries. Batteries are so many types: dry batteries, wet batteries, your button cells, this thing you have learned in 10th class also, and your volcanic eruptions. These are also the examples of redox reaction. There in the batteries, the reaction between the chemicals, that is also a type of redox reaction, because we have acid inside it, we have metal inside it, we have two types of electrode. One is positive charge, another point is negative charge, and that on those positive and negative charge, redox reaction takes place, which produces electric current. Okay, and in volcanic eruptions there is also a large amount of redox reaction which produces large amount of heat and light. Okay, अब मुझे बताओ इतना क्लियर हुआ जितना अभी बताया आप लोगों को टाइप्स ऑफ रिडॉक्स रिएक्शन? बेटा जब एनसीईआरटी खोलोगे ना तो उसमें और भी बहुत सारे एग्जांपल मिलेंगे.